Coming up tonight at 10, the fate of an iconic building in Sun Prairie after a deadly explosion last week. And a local company is reinventing the wheel. I'll tell you how when that comes up.
This is News 3 at 10.
Good evening and thanks for watching News 3 at 10. I'm Keely Arthur. It's been 5 days since the Sun Prairie explosion, and owners of one iconic building that was damaged say instead of knocking it down, they are committed to restoring it. The old City Hall at 100 East Main Street was right across the street from the explosion and is still in what's called the green zone, a fenced-off area. The owners got a chance to survey the damage, and while they say there are significant issues with the roof and interior, it's good enough to fix.
It was built in 1895 by the residents of this community as a symbol of strength, and it was built to last. And our aim was to restore it from the beginning, and that's still our goal. It's to bring the City Hall back to what it should be for this community as an iconic building.
The restoration process will likely take months. The Sun Prairie community is turning to America's favorite pastime to help move forward. The Sun Prairie Redbirds teamed up with the DeForest Deacons to play a fundraising game. Both teams are donating part of their funding to support Corey Barr's family, who died in the explosion, as well as others impacted by Tuesday's explosion. People say today's game is about helping others, but also about getting back to normal.
Today was the day to get back and to start working again and doing what Sun Prairie is about.
Our community has been shocked and saddened by these stories we've heard in Sun Prairie over the last week. On Tuesday, July 17th, News 3 will partner with the Bank of Sun Prairie for an all-day telethon to raise money for the Disaster Relief Fund. Our phone lines will be open starting at 4:30 a.m. until the end of our late evening newscast at 10:30 p.m. to take donations. The Bank of Sun Prairie is assuring that 100% of the proceeds collected will stay in the community. Well, let's turn it over to Gary Canalti, who is in with your first alert forecast. Hi there, Gary.
Hi, Keely. Still pretty steamy out there, but with time, we will see an improvement in the humidity situation. On Weather Track, there have been a few isolated pop-up showers and isolated thunderstorms. On Doppler Track, a couple of showers. Every once in a while, you see a flash of lightning in there, like up around Fond du Lac. And some showers in northeastern Iowa have a few flashes of lightning with them as well. We could see that through at least the first part of the overnight hours. Low temperatures this morning started out in the upper 60s to the lower 70s, thanks to the high humidity. High temperatures today, mid-80s to around 90 degrees. In fact, it was 91 in Boscoville, 90 in Lone Rock, and 91 in La Crosse, 90 in Wautoma. But current temperatures are still in the mid-70s to around 80 in most areas, and with dew point temperatures in the lower to middle 70s, even at 10 o'clock, it still feels like temperatures are in the mid-80s in some spots, like here in Madison. La Crosse feels like 85 degrees, but the humidity starts to drop later on tonight, and especially during the day tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll see partly sunny skies. Temperatures will start out in the upper 60s, but look for high temperatures in the mid-80s. With the humidity levels down, it'll feel much more comfortable. That's your first alert forecast.
Thanks, Gary. New at 10 tonight, a 6-year-old boy is dead after being hit by a pickup truck in Waukesha. Waukesha police say around 9:30 last night, the boy was riding his bike when he was hit by a truck at the intersection of East Racine Avenue. The driver stayed on the scene and is cooperating with police. Officers aren't releasing the name of the boy until the family is notified. A 41-year-old man is in Dane County Jail tonight after a shots fired incident this morning. Madison police say around 3 o'clock, officers responded to the 500 block of Northport Drive for a report of a shooting. A building was struck by gunfire and one of the bullets went through a window and into a bedroom. No one was hurt during the shooting, and the incident is still under investigation. We now know the names of the 2 people killed in a head-on crash in Dodge County earlier this week. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office says 21-year-old Kaylee Gray collided with 28-year-old Jose Perez Martinez, both of Waterloo. Now, this happened on Friday afternoon on State Highway 19 in the town of Portland. Both drivers were pronounced dead at the scene. The cause is still under investigation. A local wheelchair company is reinventing the wheel. That's their hope, at least. Amy Reed joins us to tell us what they're doing.
Yeah, Keely, Row Wheels is a fairly new company, about 2 years old. For the past few years, they've been figuring out how to reduce injuries for people in wheelchairs by changing the wheel itself. Now they're ready to take the new technology beyond the wheel to the entire chair.
the 3/8 stick plate.
The plan is formulated
Well, actually, I'm going to copy it from here.
for a takeover of sorts.
Okay, yeah, it's just going to be tight.
As they go over the design of one chair, the company has its eyes on the industry.
The current traditional chair, from the product point of view, from 140 years we have had wheelchairs in this world, and all these chairs there has been no major development.
Push forward, roll forward, it's all pretty straightforward, unless you actually use the chair.
It leads to crouching of the upper body or spoiling the posture, which is not desirable, and also leading to repetitive strain injuries and injuries on the upper extremity of the body, leading to shoulder cuff injuries here, and also the hand injuries leading to such a motion.
Row Wheels said their chair fixes that by turning the forward motion backward. This allows the person to sit straight up and spreads the effort over 8 muscles instead of 2. Using no spokes so fingers don't get caught.
That was a game changer in this business, in this industry of wheelchair, because for the first time this problem of upper limb injuries and upper extremity problems happening to the manual wheelchair users was a solution for the first time.
So that way we can bring it in.
He says so far the science backs it up. Maybe unsurprising since the design came from a NASA scientist. But beyond the science, to the everyday user, that's where they can really measure success.
Not only the physical and the functional importance, but it builds up the morale, the enthusiasm. They're able to be more mobile, they're able to be more physically active.
Row Wheels will be available online on Amazon. They're about $1,000 and they hope to be sending out orders starting this fall.
Amy Reed reporting for us. Thanks, Amy. Well, fundraising bike rides are a popular way to raise money in Madison, and today at Rackhound Brewing Company, bargoers contributed to Wisconsin's AIDS Ride. A bartender there will be biking 250 miles across the state in support of the Wisconsin AIDS Resource Center. The center provides prevention services and other resources to those in need.
Let people know what's going on and how you can be there and what you need to live in life, I guess. And this is what the AIDS Resource Center is pretty much like that. They're out there letting people know and helping people in Wisconsin live better.
This is the 16th annual AIDS Ride, and it was the 3rd annual Ride to Remember starting in Cottage Grove today. It benefits the UW American Family Children's Hospital. Photojournalist Christopher Haubacher reports.
Well, we have the 3rd annual 2018 Ride to Remember.
It's a good feeling and it's a great cause. All the money goes to the American Family Children's Hospital. There's so many different organizations, but we just thought that American Family Children's Hospital, for anybody, all kids.
A local organization that I think is dear to a lot of our riders' hearts.
We did actually tour it last year, and it does kind of once you toured it, it hit home.
We've got people from Oshkosh and Milwaukee and out of Illinois, and they're coming from all over the place, to basically support not only the ride and the charity, but to ride for their loved one, their friend, the person that might have passed.
John Sherman, Mary Steinert, Corey McBride.
I'm actually remembering my brother, Todd Fruit, so he passed away in 2001.
And I believe that they're truly looking down upon all of us as guardian angels to keep all of us safe. All volunteers here. And at the end of the day, this is not one person's ride. This is everybody's ride. We're all riding together. It's your ride, our community. So that's what we want to support.
The organization is hoping to get nearly $20,000 raised this year. Well, coming up, Putin and Trump face to face. A closer look at what they'll discuss in Helsinki tomorrow. Stay with us. Welcome back. In national news tonight, political experts are asking what Vladimir Putin might request of Mr. Trump at this summit. Elizabeth Palmer has done extensive reporting from Moscow and tells us what to expect.
When the World Cup final kicked off tonight in Moscow, Vladimir Putin was at the game, showing not a hint of pre-summit stress. He's on a roll. The tournament has been a triumph for Russia and a personal PR coup for him. The last time he met President Trump back in November, both men were all smiles. But there's no telling what the chemistry will be like tomorrow. And the Kremlin has deliberately kept expectations for a successful summit low. When Russia invaded and annexed Crimea in 2014, the U.S. slapped on sanctions and has been piling more on ever since over Russia's support for separatists in eastern Ukraine, and especially for meddling in America's 2016 presidential election. Mr. Putin would dearly love to ask Donald Trump to lift those sanctions, but Kremlin insiders say that's too much, too fast. Instead, the Russian leader may pressure Mr. Trump to reduce America's military presence in Syria and suggest the two countries restart arms control talks to limit their nuclear arsenals. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News.
A Racine woman is recovering after being hit in the face with a hammer, and the beating only stopped when her son fought off the attacker. Shemaiah Mitchell allegedly hit the woman so hard and left her unconscious. When the woman's son came to her rescue, Mitchell swung a hammer at him before chasing around another child in the home, screaming he would kill everyone inside. The woman was able to get out of the house, but when she came back, she found her house was flooded with natural gas. Authorities believe Mitchell had turned on the stove without lighting it, causing a, quote, substantial risk of explosion. If convicted, he could face more than 100 years in prison. Community activists are taking to the streets once again after a Chicago police officer fatally shot a man on the city's west side. The 37-year-old man was shot and killed by police around 5:30 yesterday afternoon. 4 people were arrested during the protests last night. Chicago has a troubled past of police shootings, notably in 2015 when a white police officer shot a black 17-year-old. Activists in Chicago say they don't believe the police, who say the man was armed and threatened them.
And we want justice for that young man. We don't believe that he had a gun, and if he did, we don't believe that he pointed a gun or posed a threat to the Chicago Police Department.
The man was not known to be part of any gang in the community and did not have a previous criminal record. Well, Badger fans looking forward to football season have a chance to buy single game tickets starting tomorrow morning. Wisconsin plays 7 home games this fall, starting with Western Kentucky University on August 31st. Student section tickets sold out last month within hours. Now tickets can be bought at the UW Athletics website. And Gary Canalti joining us now, and not football weather quite yet.
You know, the funny thing is, our new meteorologist, Chris Reese, he's from Western Kentucky University. So I wonder if he'll try to snag tickets to go to the game.
That'd be fun for him.
Well, hopefully it'll be an easy game for the Badgers.
Yeah.
But you don't want to have them battle the heat and humidity like we're battling right now. But there are signs that things are starting to improve. You can see that on Doppler track. First of all, not a lot of rain out there, just a few isolated showers and thunderstorms, basically from northeastern Iowa. You can kind of track along the line to around Green Bay. This is about where the cold front is, so there's enough what we call convergence, where different air masses come together to lift the air up to the point to where you can see at least a few isolated showers and thunderstorms develop. But as we zoom into southern Wisconsin, well, for some reason we went past that. Let's go ahead and jump ahead and see if we can get to the radar. There we go. On Doppler track, you can see that there's just a few isolated showers. There may be a thunderstorm in a few spots. And as you take a look at the 24-hour precipitation, you can see just how spotty the precipitation was. There was this one shower that was right over Verona that brought some heavy downpours. And literally here at the WISC-TV studios, we had a few sprinkles of rain, and you go northward, like toward the Westtown shopping mall area, not a drop of rain. So it just depends on where you were if you got one of the heavier downpours. But for the most most part, the amounts around a half inch or a little bit more over southwestern Wisconsin over the last 24 hours. Less than a half inch south and east of Madison, and north of Madison, almost no rain at all. But over the next 7 days, those temperatures, after being in the mid-80s tomorrow, will be right around the average high temperature of 82. Actually, will be in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees, slightly below normal. And the below normal temperature trend could continue through much of next week as well. The 8 to 14-day temperature outlook calling for about a 40% chance of below normal temperatures and equal chances of above or below normal precipitation. Time-lapse from the WISC Skycam this morning. You can see the fog lifting. We had partly sunny skies, those cumulus clouds popping up, and then you can see that one heavy shower right here that passed just to our south, went right over Verona, affected about maybe 1% of our viewing area, and then after that things just settled down, and now most of the rain is gone. But the live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison, skies are partly cloudy, and it's still pretty humid out there. High today 86, the low temperature 68, and right now we're looking at a temperature of 80 degrees. Winds, though, have just shifted to the northwest at 3 miles per hour, so maybe that front just about through the Madison area, but the dew point temperature is still at 72, and the humidity levels stay high, even a little distance behind the front. But once the jet stream drops a little farther to the south, that will allow slightly cooler and drier air to work its way in, and the front itself, like I say, near Madison or just to the north and west, the winds shift around to the northwest behind the front, and those temperatures now in the 80s here will drop into the 70s and 60s during the overnight hours. Will probably be down into the upper 50s by early tomorrow morning. So dew point temperatures right now lower 70s, but they are much drier to the north and west. We'll be looking for a little bit more comfortable conditions by tomorrow afternoon. 68, still muggy overnight with a chance of a shower or thunderstorm and some patchy fog, but tomorrow's high at 84, not as humid. It'll feel much more comfortable. A threat for an isolated shower or thunderstorm overnight, then look for a low of 68. Tomorrow we clear out, the humidity levels drop, highs in the mid-80s. With the lessening of humidity, temperatures will drop into the upper 50s by early on Tuesday morning, and Tuesday will be mostly sunny with high temperatures around 80 degrees. 7 to 10 day forecast, very comfortable conditions for the middle part of the week. Those high temperatures generally around 80 degrees. There will be a little more humidity toward the end of the week with a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, but none of those days appear to be a washout. A little warmer toward the end of next weekend, and then another cool down toward the end of next week.
It really does look pretty pleasant overall.
It does. We got to get rid of the humidity first.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Gary.
Welcome.
Our local pros making some moves on the links today. Highlights next in sports.
News
Okay, so at 5:30, we talk some glass half empty, glass half full scenarios for perspective on the first half of the Brewers season. Gary Canalti then informed me that a Cubs fan would say, what happens when that glass tips over? I'm ignoring that. And for all you positive, half full people out there like me, the Brewers are 12 games above 500 with a franchise record 55 wins before the All-Star break. We pick things up here in the 8th inning against the Pirates. Tie game. Brett Phillips getting that one all the way back to the track. That's a 3 RBI triple. Brewers take the 5-2 lead. Pirates chipping away and tie it up again, so we're headed to extras. Phillips again here in the 10th goes to center field. Travis Shaw comes home 6-5 Brewers. Then the downpour came, and Josh Bell getting that one all the way back. And the tag that in time, but Eric Kratz forgot the ball there. So the Pirates sweep 7-6 the final. Much better weather in San Diego. Cubs at Petco. And they're off to a solid start in the first. Javi Baez RBI single bringing Anthony Rizzo home 1-0 Cubs. Top second now, Cubs up 3-0 at this point. Jason Hayward going up the middle there as well. John Lester and Rizzo cross home plate, 5-0 Cubs. And the Cubs win 7-4 the final, winning their 3rd straight game. Edgerton native Steve Stricker with a bit of an up-and-down tournament at the John Deere Classic, not too far away outside of the Quad Cities at TPC Deere Run. Teeing off on 16 here, a beautiful tee shot at that. Very doable but long putt situation there, but Stricker is pretty legit when it comes to those long putts, drains it for the birdie. And then later here on 18th, another lengthy putt to finish it up. Shot at 76 today, moving up 15 spots to end it at 10 under par, tied for 34th. Madison native Jerry Kelly soaring up the leaderboard today at the Constellation. He finished the day tied for 4th place with Scott McCarron, who won the AmFam just a few weeks ago here. Vijay Singh with his first major title on the Champions Tour, beating Jeff Maggart in a playoff. World Cup final between France and Croatia. First half action, France up 1-0, but here comes Croatia. Ivan Perisic, the strong left kick there into the box, ties the game up at 1. Second half action now, all France, including a name you've heard a lot in this tournament, Kylian Mbappe. The goal in the 65th minute to make it 4-1 France. He is, by the way, 19 years old, and they're calling him the next Ronaldo Pelé, the next great one. Allez le Bleu, France wins 4-2 the final score, the country's 2nd World Cup title. The last time was when they hosted it in 1998. The Royals in the house at the All-England Club for the men's singles final at Wimbledon between Novak Djokovic and Kevin Anderson. Didn't take too long for Joker to take command and win it in straight sets, unlike a lot of the other matches in this tournament. Djokovic winning his 4th Wimbledon trophy and 13th Grand Slam title. Finally tonight, American Century Celeb Champs. Steph Curry made a bet with his dad, Del Curry. If he makes this shot, then Del has to jump into Lake Tahoe. And if Steph misses, which, oh God, that was so close, he did, Steph's going in the water. Del is pretty much overjoyed that he doesn't have to get soaking wet. See, very happy dad there. And so Steph, take a swim in full-on golf gear at all. Although that doesn't seem like a bad thing right now. It's pretty warm out there in Lake Tahoe. It's pretty warm in here, so I would have welcomed that. That looks great. Yeah, that looks great right now, actually. I don't think he cares about, I wouldn't care about losing the bet. I would want to lose that bet because it is steamy here.
I think he probably shot it not
on purpose. Yeah, just like got that close, not on purpose.
Made him look good, but still got in the water.
Skills here. This is what we call skills, planned skills.
Thanks, Melissa. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We want to remind you of a special event we're hosting this week. On Tuesday, July 17th, News 3 will partner with the Bank of Sun Prairie for an all-day telethon to raise money for the Disaster Relief Fund following that explosion. Our phone lines will be open starting at 4:30 a.m. until 10:30 p.m. to take donations. The Bank of Sun Prairie is assuring that 100% of the proceeds collected will stay right here in this community. Great event, and looks like a pretty good start to the week.
Yeah, temperatures are going to be on the warm side, but the humidity levels will drop tomorrow, and that will be as these isolated showers come to an end tonight. Temperatures are still around 80 here in Madison, in the upper 70s elsewhere. Dew point temperatures are in the 70s, so it feels pretty humid out there, but high of 84 tomorrow, then around 80 for much of the rest of the week. Some thunderstorm chances toward the end of the week, a little warmer at the end of the weekend, and then a cool down middle of next week.
And Melissa and I will attest.
Yes, so good hair days for the next 3 days is what you're telling me.
Oh, yes. Thanks for watching.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.